What's going on, Port fans? Welcome back to another video on my channel, and today we're going to be going through your reactions from round one. Throughout the whole of last week, Port Adelaide was promoting a hashtag Never Tear Us Apart movement across all social media platforms to get the fans involved, get the community of Port Adelaide involved, and showcase what you were doing at home while watching the game on Saturday night. Now, as we know, it was a very different circumstance with no crowds being allowed at the game on Saturday night. So we're all home watching and enjoying what was a fantastic Port Adelaide victory. But today I'm going to go through all of your reactions, what you were doing on Saturday night, who you were spending time with, and just to bring a bit of fun, a bit of light to what was a pretty successful Saturday night, and one that's going to be pretty successful for a long time, considering there's no footy for a couple of months. But let's go through your reactions for round one. It was a magnificent night to be a part of at home watching the game. It felt like I was with everyone throughout the night, even though I was sitting in the comfort of my couch watching the boys get the job done. It was something that, as fans, we're used to for away games. Most of us are probably at home watching an away game anyway, but it just felt a little bit different, and for a community to be joining together like that with hashtag Never Tear Us Apart movement was sensational. But we're going to get into them straight away. I've got about 12 different reactions and what people were doing throughout the night. Not so much game reactions because everyone was obviously watching the game or having their personal opinion across the social medias, but this is more so what people were doing and how they were watching. And we're starting off with, I love this one. I absolutely love this. And I'm sorry if I get anyone's name wrong, but Sam Coon, who travelled up to the Gold Coast for round one, and he was sitting across the road from Metricon enjoying what was a fantastic night for himself. And then not only that, he left the golf club that was across the road with 4 points. And it was just sensational to see. Many other fans did it as well. And I know the Alberton crowd, they did it. I know a whole bunch of people from the Alberton crowd went up and watched the game. Unfortunately, couldn't go to the game. Some fans were actually standing outside just before the bounce of the footy to, showcase that they travelled up there to actually get and go watch the game, and they couldn't watch it because, well, for obvious reasons. But the Alberton crowd enjoyed each other's company, and I just love this. They were all together watching the game. I know social distancing is something that obviously has been implemented lately, but to get a small crowd together like that, clearly they're all together. They're all in the same atmosphere, and I absolutely love it. So well done to the Alberton crowd for that. I love this from Ford 40, I think I'm going to say 40. Let us into the stadium because we're ready, and they're all dressed up with their hazmat suits on, Port Adelaide scarves and masks on with a bottle of Corona. That's sensational, and their dog is all dressed up as well. That's commitment. That is very much commitment. This one's from Orlando, and he had his spot ready for the night in front of the TV. All of his prison bar Guernseys were around his couch and in his living room, really, and it's just sensational to see the decorations and the effort that he went to. Another one from Twitter. This one's from We've Got the Power, and he set himself up. Similar design, had his whole TV in his living room set out in Port Adelaide colours with hashtag Never Tear Us Apart clearly showing, and I absolutely love that. I genuinely, it brings a smile to my face. Stephen Shirley, who's basically Port Adelaide royalty, I would say. Proud past, bold future. He was game day ready. Him and his kids were dressed out. Look at them, ready for war. They were ready to get onto the park. Dressed out in their Port Adelaide gear. That is sensational. I absolutely love that. And Stephen, mate, the shorts, top notch. This one's from Mexican Joker, who went to work on the day to showcase his support for Port Adelaide, wearing their prison bar Guernseys, which I think is JB Hi-Fi too as well. So well done, Mexican Joker, dressed out perfectly, prison bars, and I reckon you would have got a few sales that day, surely. Dressed out in that attire, that's sensational. Andrew J. Kings, who he was dressed out in his Port Adelaide Guernsey with the massive massive poster of Robbie Gray listening to some tunes in the backyard. Oh, Perth Wrecking Ball by the Boss. While waiting for the bounce down, he was ready to go for game day, and that is, I absolutely love that poster. I think that's big. I'd get one of that size of Travis Boak and just keep it up permanently. Paul Zorch was with his little 8-year-old daughter, who I saw as well a couple of days later, I think it was, or the next day, still dressed in her prison bar Guernsey. Did not want to take it off, was the story I heard, but they were ready to go, dressed out in attire, ready for the bounce of the game. And look at that. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Beautiful to look at, and it brings a smile to your face when you can spend quality time with your family watching your favourite team, and that's exactly what this Never Tear Us Apart movement's all about. Travis Levi, I'm going to say, was dressed... Look at that. Look at the family. Look at the family dressed in their attire, ready to go. Oh, that was sensational. I love that pic. That was one of my favourites from the night. Dressed up, they were all in their different Guernseys, representing the black, white and teal to support the boys on Saturday night. Geordie and Sam, who some of you may know as some Port Adelaide YouTubers who cross the AFL content every week, so make sure you go check them out. But they were dressed up in their Port Adelaide colours, ready for round 1 on Instagram. So they were certainly ready to go, and I know they enjoyed the game. So well done, guys. That is sensational. Now, I wanted to finish on a celebrity as such, an ambassador for Port Adelaide, Simona Halep. Obviously, the tennis champion was ranked number 1. Well, he's still number 1, I'm pretty sure. She could not, unfortunately, she's in lockdown, but she watched the game. She was supporting, had no idea, but she was supporting the boys Saturday night, and I'm sure she enjoyed the game from Romania. So well done, Simona. I'm sure you loved it, and I'm sure Darren Cahill was certainly loving that as well. So fantastic by her, and fantastic by all the fans. It's only a few examples of how much Port Adelaide fans got involved Saturday night. There's so many different types of decorations and how people transform their homes on Saturday night to be dressed in black, white and teal. I know I did. I was dressed in my Port Adelaide Guernsey, sitting on the couch, making sure that the nerves weren't getting the better of me. And unfortunately, we have to wait a little bit longer. But if you want to check these guys out and want to check out who did what, make sure you just get onto all socials, hashtag Never Tear Us Apart. And even today, even in the future, until we wait till footy comes back, get involved. Be a Port Adelaide community. The fans, the club need you more than ever. So make sure you're getting involved. Make sure we're all keeping in contact. And I'll be trying my best on here to be providing as much content to ease the time until Port Adelaide is back playing footy again. However, we'll be taking a week's break to reassess and try and come up with a few ideas for you guys. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and get ready for some... I don't want to say spam, because I'm not going to spam you. And we don't want that. I don't want to spam myself. But I'll make sure there is plenty of stuff to be coming out. We're still going to celebrate 150 years. It's still the Port Adelaide Football Club. There's still a club to support and help out and celebrate what has been a magnificent time so far. So make sure you get on board for that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new for plenty more Port Adelaide content. Go follow all the social medias, including The Power from Port on Twitter as well. My name is Anthony, Port fans, and as always, come the pair.